Hey, Warrior Saints, glad to have you beautiful people in with us. I'm going to admit something very important to you today. This is a public confession that you might not know about me. I'm a Steelers fan. And with that statement, I am telling you a lot about me and my mindset. The Steelers are currently 2-0. That means they have 2 wins and 0 losses. I'm still unhappy. I'm not enjoying the fact that they've won 2 games. I don't think that they've deserved to win either of those 2 games. I mean, the first game they won because they scored 6 field goals. They couldn't even get in the end zone. The second game they won because they scored 1 touchdown. And I don't even know how they scored that touchdown. Like, it didn't make any sense. There's a quarterback dispute. The offensive line is terrible. And this is who we are as Steelers fans. We always have this outlook of negativity. They could be in the actual Super Bowl, and we will still be saying, this is not our year. This is not our season. There's all these issues. There's coaching problems. There's this, there's that, the other thing. Because we, as a Steelers nation, deliberately choose to be pessimistic about our team. It's just in our DNA for whatever reason. Now, it could be because of all of the steel mills and all of the smoke that we grew up with in Pittsburgh. It could be because just the amount of rain and cloudy days in Pittsburgh far outshines the amount of rain fall in Seattle every year, but everyone thinks Seattle's gloomy. Come to sunny Pittsburgh. It's real nice here. Anyway, all of these things, it got me thinking about what Father Chris was talking about yesterday. We have to deliberately make a different decision. We have to deliberately choose to look differently. Like, I choose not to get excited about the Steelers because I don't want to be ultimately let down. Now, the joy that I do find is when the other teams in our division lose. That's a true story as well. And I apologize publicly to Ravens fans that I might know who I might text every week when their team loses, because they're 0-2, and that makes me very happy, right? I might have even texted some Raiders fans this past weekend to say thank you for beating them, because that is our outlook. That is how we think. That is what happens when you come from Pittsburgh. But we are taught something different by St. Paul, right? He tells us very clearly, do all things without grumbling or questioning. And there's a reason that he wants us to do that. That you may be blameless and innocent children of God without blemish in the midst of a crooked and perverse generation. We need to not be the crooked and perverse generation. We need to be able to rejoice in the things that would cause us great joy, like our team doing well. We need to be ready at all times for these things so that we are not just running around grumpy and gloomy. We hear why in 1 Thessalonians. He starts chapter 5 with the following. As to the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need to have anything written to you. You yourselves know well that the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. When people say there is peace and security, then sudden destruction will come upon them, as travail comes upon a woman with child, and there will be no escape. But you are not in darkness, brethren, for that day to surprise you like a thief. You are all sons of light and sons of the day. We are not of the night or of darkness. So let us not sleep as others do, but let us keep awake and be sober. There's a lot going on in there, and he's talking about the end times. But he's telling us to be awake, to recognize that we are children of the light, to not walk in this gloomy darkness, to not be always expecting the worst that could happen, to not be so focused on the negativity because we don't want to be let down, that we're unable to rejoice when there's something good that actually comes, that actually is happening around us. And he ends right towards the last lines of this chapter. Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you. So what he's telling us, whether we're Steelers fans or whatever we are, we need to focus on the positive. We need to see the positive things that are going on all around us. As Father Chris talks about all the time, we need to see things as happening for us. These are things that are new opportunities for us to find out new things, to seek out new paths. Maybe when the negativity is hitting us, it's because the way that we're going about things is not the right way to go about things. Rather, we are being given new opportunities every single day when we find out what doesn't work, to then choose and go the route of things that do. This is what it means to be a warrior saint. This is what it means to be someone who is setting aside their will to do God's will. This is precisely what it means to be walking on the way of the warrior saint. Now, we're inviting you to all come along with us as we are figuring this out for ourselves, as we are fighting along this same path, so that we can, in every single day, find that new opportunity, so that we can do the things that aren't just looking at negativity, but we can quit our complaining and we can get out there and we can keep walking on the way of the warrior saint. It's plain.